Now that is more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Catfish tonight was a lot better. First of all, this is a double catfish, which is incredible to me. I don't know how a person's mind is wired where someone can catfish you for a certain amount of time, and then when you figure them out, they say, oh, yeah, I'm not this attractive dude. I'm this attractive dude. The point of catfishing is you don't like something about this, and possibly this too. Okay, you don't like something about that, so you be somebody else who has a better this than what you feel you have. So to say I'm not this dude from One Direction, I'm this dude from One Direction doesn't really work. So she should have been immediately like, oh hell no, this is some bullshit. Something's not right. There's some lies going on. Big time. So she's met this dude and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a model. Well, he didn't say it, but like he looked like a fucking model. Like he was like thin face and the cool hair with the shit happening. He was just like pretty, okay? I'm saying he was pretty. He was pretty. And she talked to this dude on and off for a long time, and he's like, I live in California. She looked him up, she found pictures and stuff, and she was like, wait a minute, something's wrong. But she went with it anyway. She went to fly out to see him in California. That's when he said, oh, ugh, I'm not the guy from the, were you in California? Shit, I'm not the guy in the pictures. I actually live on the opposite coast of America. I live in Atlanta, in Georgia. This is awkward, but don't be worried that you've been catfished, because you kind of have. But I'm this other attractive dude. Look at me with the puppies. Like, you know what I mean? And these pictures of this dude, and yeah, he's a nice looking dude or whatever. So it was like, she's like, oh, well, at least, in her mind, I'm like, at least he's still hot, so I'm going to stick with it. But this girl is kind of interesting. I don't even think that would have bothered her if he wasn't attractive. You know, she has a beautiful soul, you know, like inside, she's beautiful on the inside too. She's weird. You don't see that in the catfishing world. Everybody's so not that. They're just like vapid assholes. But not everybody. But like whatever. So that happens, and she's talking to this guy. And she's like, "Oh, I like you so much." So then she calls in Neve and like, "Look, I'm in love with two people." Spoiler alert, 3, okay? But I'm in love with 2 people, and they get into it, and they're like, okay, cool. Well, let's go down and see what you about. They go talk to her. They do get all the information and everything from her, and she's telling her story. And I'm just thinking like, ooh, come on. Come on, you got double catfish. Nobody gets double catfished. Nobody. I don't think that's ever happened before. So they go in and start doing their research or whatever, and this is a special note just for Max. Stop it, okay, Max? Stop it. You know what you do? You go for the worst possible scenario. Like you latch on to the worst possible scenario, and then you just like state it like it's fact. They found 3 guys that had the same name, right? Or 3 Jameses that they thought was in the running to be who she was looking for, right? First James was just like a meh looking dude, which you could see that and you think, oh yeah, okay, that's probably the real him, right? The second one was a sex offender. He was arrested for trying to meet up with a minor, okay? And Max, he's like, oh, that's gotta be him. He's been talking to her from jail. And nah. Stop trying to get ratings by bringing up the worst possible scenario. Calm down. Calm down. Then there was the third one, which one? This is the one I subscribed to. The third one was that it was this dude. They ran the number, and it came back to this lady named something something Lee, something Chinese, Asian, Asian. And they went to her Facebook, and she had a son named James Lee, or he or she, whatever, right? So I was like, okay, that must be him. That must be him. They look him up, and it was this Asian dude. Now, here's where I had to do a suspension of belief, because I was like, this dude's not ugly. You know what I mean? He's not overwhelmingly fat. He's not hideous. So part of my mind was like, this is the guy, but the other part was like, why? Because it doesn't add up to my thing. I'm not this attractive dude. I'm this attractive dude. Ooh, I'm not this attractive dude. I'm actually this attractive Asian dude. It didn't make sense, right? So they presented this information and whatever, and they ended up talking to this person on the phone who admittedly sounds like a dude. So there was no thought to assume anything otherwise. He said, I will meet up with you. I'm actually in Atlanta, fly down. They flew down to Atlanta to meet this dude. Now, they get to Atlanta, they call his phone. Does not answer the phone, goes straight to voicemail, which is what I said to do, except in my previous video, which is about how to be good at catfishing. I said that the best way to do it is, if they contact you, shut it all down. Just take the little magnetic strips, run them across your computer, your phones, everything, erase everything. He did that, but on a smaller level. He just didn't answer the phone's text anymore. So they were like, oh, what the this dude's not answering the phone. He's not answering text. We don't know what to do. And he finally messaged him back and said, look, I can Skype. I'm like, we're in Atlanta, bitch. Why are we going to Skype? We in the same place. And he was like, look, we can do that or nothing. So they do the Skype. He's like, I need her to leave the room, though. Can she just leave the room? So Max, being the mother that Max is, Max like, sure, love. Sit right there. Don't go anywhere. Just move out of the way of the shot. And it comes on. And like the way the commercial set it up, like the image came and it was just this dark, shadowy figure. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, no. Cut the computer off, throw that shit out the window. This is not the right way to go about it. And then with the commercial. So I was like, God, what type of demonic presence are you talking to online? But then they came back, it turns out it's this black girl. What? It's a fucking black girl. What are you doing with your life? And she's like, oh, I'm not who you thought I was. No shit, you're a girl. She said, oh, my parents wouldn't let me meet anyway. I'm not sure what I am. I don't know if I'm gay or bisexual. I'm in love with that girl, but I don't know if I'm gay or bisexual or anything. I don't know. So they have this talk or whatever, and she's explaining her situation. And then she goes in, brings the other girl in. The other girl goes and talks to her. And long story short is, they were supposed to meet up again. She got out to the woods from Orange is the New Black. And in the woods, she never came. So the show basically ended with no real resolution between the two. And then you go to talk to them at the end. Turns out they're buddy-buddy. Like they've been talking and Snapchatting and hanging out and doing all this stuff online, talking to each other. And they're planning to meet up. What? What do you mean? Like in my head, this is what I'm talking about. Like this girl, she's beautiful on the inside too, because she acknowledges the relationship that she had with her as the dude. It's still something special there, and she still wants to maintain that relationship. Sure, it won't be sexual. She's not getting my coochie, but we can be friends. And I found that to be really refreshing and insane. And to take somebody back after they lied to you twice, made you think they were two different white guys and they weren't even white. Like, what if you were just into white people? And then she's like, oh, I don't really like chocolate in my tea. Like, it would have been really awkward.